Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to work on So Many Books, So Little Time from Diamond Art Club. It's a square diamond painting, so the drills are square, and it's a 56 by 109, and I'm almost done that first row. And I've done a little bit on the second row, but not that much. So we're gonna start with DMC 317, which is the F on this canvas, or number 8. And that's how I label my containers. I put the number here instead of putting the DMC, because, you know, most of the companies now, or you can even do it yourself if it doesn't have the numbers, you can just number it from 1 till, you know, whatever. And then you only have to label, oh, that's not good. You only have to label these once. So 8 and 8. Let me see if 18, yes it did. It lost, it's stuck on the other one. So I put on the top and the bottom because a lot of times I'll have like a lot of bottles out, and if I have the cover open, then I'm like, what number is what? I will forget. So by putting it on the top and the bottom, I make sure that I have them labeled. Now, last week, I only posted one diamond paint with me on my channel. I did 2. It was just, I don't know, I just didn't have even enough time like to edit videos. It was kind of a heavy, emotional week. I'm not gonna go into details, but we got some bad news. And it's not with our, like, it's not like our immediate family. When I say like immediate family, it's not like me, Dave, or the kids, you know what I mean? But it is in our family. And it's just, you know, bad news. And it just kind of threw everything off, you know? Just kind of threw everything off. So, and on top of that, it was a busy week. Busy week with Mason's hockey and all that. And plus, oh my gosh, I have to tell you, last Sunday, so 2 days ago, we have season tickets to our major junior team here in our city. We've had season tickets now. I think this is our 3rd year or 4th year, third year. And the years before, what we would do is we would buy tickets every game, and we would just, you know, go around all the different sections and see which section we were gonna like to get season tickets for. We figured that way you're not buying season tickets and you absolutely hate your seats. You know what I mean? So we've been going almost every game for 4 years, but this is the 3rd year that we have season tickets. 3rd year in a row. And, you know, that first year, like I said, we were buying tickets every time for every game, but we were just sitting everywhere trying to figure out, you know, where we'd want to sit. And it's much cheaper to get the season tickets, right? But we figured, hey, let's do that. And then we'll have seats where we like them. And we really, really like where we're sitting. Normally, there's not a lot of people in our section, which we like. The last few games, there's been a ton of people in our section. But what we like is the section right next to us. I don't know if a company bought all the seats and nobody ever goes, or the arena just doesn't want to put people there, because the section, it's one of those that you can retract and pull in. So it's kind of, for lack of better term, flimsy, like it bounces when you walk on it. and all this stuff. And so if it's really busy where we sit, we just move over there. And then we're by ourselves again. And this last Sunday, every year they have, you know, they're called the Wildcats. So every year they have skate with the cats. And the only people that can go on the ice is season ticket holders. And for every ticket, they give you 2 tickets to go on the ice. So one for you and one to bring a kid for each season ticket holders. Well, I didn't want to go on the ice. Day one on the ice because we didn't want a bunch of kids there with no parental supervision. And another great thing about having season tickets is if, let's say, you can't make a game, and this year there's been a few, because if Mason has a game at the same time as the Wildcats, well, I'm gonna go see my grandson, you know. But the great thing about that is, even though if you can't go, there's a little thing here, a little garbage, if you will, and I can't get it out. There we go. Now I'm gonna have to put more wax. So if you can't make a game, your tickets are not wasted. What you can do after the game is passed, then you can go and just redeem them for another game. So because we had a few tickets that we missed, and there's a couple times that Mason couldn't go because he had an early game the next day, so we went without him. So we had quite a few children's tickets, and we had a couple adult tickets. I think we had 4 adult tickets. And so we ended up bringing 5 of his little teammates. And one of the kids, he's not on his team anymore. He's AA and Mason is A. But the spring league, they're going to be on the same team, and they're playing like a tournament like in December together and all this stuff. And they're in the same class, and you know, they're good friends. So we brought 5 boys, and then one of the boys, the mom came and the grandmother, and we bought we redeemed tickets for them. And so there was, how many is that? 9 of us. So we sat over in that section so that, because we had redeemed the tickets all in our section, but we weren't all sitting together. So I'm like, you know what? We can just go sit over there and be all together. So they had a blast. So they had to bring their skates and their helmets because they were going to skate with the Wildcats after, like the players. And so they have a ice rink outside too. So before we went in the game, because we went there an hour ahead, because we didn't know if there was going to be like big lineups to leave your skates and all that, which there wasn't. There was hardly anybody on the ice. I'd say there was maybe 75 people on the ice at the beginning. And then by the end of it, there was only like 20. So they had like some one-on-one time with the cats, and they just thought it was the best. But anyway, before we went in, they skated outside on that outdoor rink for probably 20 minutes before we went in. Then they had bouncy castles, and there was still like 15 minutes before the game started. So they went on the bouncy castles for 15 minutes. Hardly anybody there. And the kids that were putting them in, there was 5 of them. So they would only put them, like there was a limit of 5. So let's say if there was some people in front of them that was only 3, they would be like, okay, well, those 3 can go. Or even if they were behind them or whatever, they'd let them go first. And then they would go all 5 of them together. So they were only the 5 of them in the bouncy castle, which that was the limit. They weren't, you know, doing any special favors for them or anything like that. But I was just like, they had so much fun. So they did the bouncy castles for 15 minutes, and then we went and sat down. They watched the game. At first, the game, it was kind of sad. They were losing 4-0. 4-0. So the boys were so out of the game, right? And, you know, we were trying to tell them, you know, like, you never give up, you can't give up, and da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, the Wildcats scored. They scored 1 goal. Well, that was just enough to get them going, right? And this was in the 3rd period. And then, boom, a 2nd goal. It was like, okay, look, they're getting closer. And then the Cats started playing really well and really hard. And we're like, you see, you don't give up. So it was a good lesson too, right? And so all of a sudden it was 4-3 and then 4-4. And then there was like 30 seconds left in the game or something like that. And they scored again. So they won 5-4, which was amazing. So also it was Teddy Bear Day. So the first goal that they scored, we could all throw a teddy bear on it. Maybe they scored the first goal in the 2nd period. I don't remember. It was a long time before they got to throw the teddy bears on. And then they skated with the Cats for an hour. Mason has a jersey, like we bought him a jersey last year, and with his favorite player on it. So he got his favorite player to sign it, which, by the way, after skating with the players, I'm not so sure it's his favorite player anymore. I think the kid, they're all like 16 to 20, right? So I think the kid is a little bit shy or whatever. So he didn't interact with the kids as much. He talked to Mason a few times because it was a Santa Claus parade the night before. And when Mason saw them, he was like, oh, so he, you know, yelled at the kid, and he was like, you're my favorite player. I have your jersey and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, so when they got on the ice, he went up to him and he said, oh, I saw you last night. And the player said, oh, I remember you, you know. And anyway, he signed his jersey and all that. And Dave took a picture of him with the player. Of course, I'm not on the ice, so I can't take pictures. But Dave did a good job at taking pictures. And then they were chasing each other. And then they were like play fighting, like, you know, dropping the gloves and all that. Oh my gosh, they had so much fun. And we got quite a few messages from the parents of the kids that came along, and they were like, oh my gosh, they can't stop talking about it. They had a blast, you know, thank you so much for taking them. And it was such a good bonding experience for the teammates too, you know. And they're all going to be on the same spring league. So that's good. You know, it was a good bonding experience. I saw that they had a game last night too. And our kids, Mason did. And we always sit with the mother and the grandmother. And so they came over and sat down, and I said, oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming. And they're like, no, thank you for... And I said, no, if it would have just been me and Dave, I mean, the kids were good, but you got 5 9-year-old boys. Hello. It's just to keep track of them. It's more to keep track of them, right? They're so excited. They just want to, we kept saying, you have to stick together. You have to stick together. So we got some awesome pictures of them with the mascot. Santa Claus was there. So we got a picture of them with Santa Claus. So we sent, or Dave sent the pictures to all the parents that we took, the videos we took. We did all that. We did it all right away because, you know, if you don't do it right away, then you forget. So, you know, the same night when we got home, he got most of them done, and then he finished them yesterday. Today's Tuesday. This probably won't go up till Friday. The same week, though. But I don't even know if I need to film 2 of these this week, which it's probably good that I didn't upload 2 last week because this week is going to be another crazy week. On Thursday, I'm getting my eyes checked. It's been like 4 years, so, you know, it's time. But with the craziness of life, you know, the way life was, I just never even thought of it, you know? It was just didn't do it. So now it's time. Is that an F? Yes. Now it's time to do it. So I'm going to get my eyes checked. And then I'm doing that on Thursday. Then on Friday, Mason has a hockey tournament this weekend. So his first game is at 9 o'clock Friday morning. So he's going to come over and sleep Thursday night. And then Friday, we're going to take him to his tournament game. He has 2. He has one first thing in the morning. And then he has one at supper time, like 6 o'clock at night. So he's going to have time to kind of chill. We'll make sure he has like good meals in between. Rest your legs. Because 2 games in a day, at least there's a little bit of time in between the games. A lot of times it's like an hour and a half and they got to go again. That's so crazy. And so then we got that. And then in between the games, I have a physio appointment, which last Friday was my first one. And oh my gosh, I did lose quite a bit of rotation in my hand. So we're going to work on that. And I can tell you, like, I knew I'd lost rotation. I did go to occupational therapy for 6 months, which I feel like most people go for a month and they're done. I went for 6 months. So I went for a long time, try to fix it. She said, I really don't think you're going to get any more rotation than what you have right now. Which, you know, it is what it is at this point. It sucks big time. I say all the time, stupid wrist, at least 20 times a day. Because again, last night, dropped a glass of water all over. I was just, it's just so frustrating. I have mess to clean up all the time. Oh, there's another F right there. Just because there's, you know, the strength is not there and I just drop stuff, right? And so anyway, I went and got some work done. I can tell you, I got home, I was in so much pain. I was telling him, usually when I get up in the morning, the pain is at about a 3. Like it always hurts, always hurts. And then by the time I go to bed, it's like at a 6 every day. And I refuse to take like Tylenol or Advil. Can you imagine if it's been 2 years, if I've been taking Tylenol or Advil every day for the past 2 years? My stomach would be toast, right? So I just deal with the pain. I put heat on it. I just stop whatever I'm doing, you know, which sucks because then I can't do long days of work. But again, I'm just going to have to, I don't know, deal with it, I guess. I just have to deal with it. I'm not going to have to deal with it. I deal with it, right? It's been 2 years. I'm just dealing with it. But anyway, so I have another physio on Friday. And when I came home from that, it was like an 8. The pain was like an 8. And so I think when I have physio, I am going to have to take medication like after, because I had a hard time sleeping that night. So I'm just going to have to say, well, until I don't go to physio anymore. And now every day it hurts more than a 6 because I'm doing the exercises every day and I'm pushing it to its limit, you know? So now now I wake up and it's like a 5. But if, you know, if it's to gain my, you know, even if it's just 10% of the rotation back, then yay. That'll be good. It'll be good. So it'll be good. So I got that at 11:30, I think, on Friday, which I don't know about you, but oh man, I hate having appointments. And I know I got to do it. I got to call my doctor and make an appointment, you know, for women's stuff. But it's important that you do it. And I haven't done it since all the craziness. And I have to go for mammograms. I haven't done it since the craziness. So that's 2 more appointments I have to do. And I'm like, I don't want to. You know, I just hate it so much. But it's important. Okay, we're doing N. So there's N down here. It's important. So that's going to be, you know, December. It's the month of, you know, giving or whatever. So that's going to be my gift to myself. Actually, today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call both and make the appointment. Probably the mammogram. It'll probably be January. And maybe even my doctor will be January too. They're quite busy. It's hard to get appointments or whatever. You know, in a timely fashion, if you will. So I'm gonna call today and get that done. At least I'll know that they're coming and I'm just gonna do it, right? And I mean, this week, the physio, it's a gift to myself too. I don't like going to appointments. Like I said, I hate it, hate it, hate it. I'd rather stay home. The only thing I do for myself is I go for a massage every month. And, you know, when I worked full time, sitting for 12 hours is extremely hard on the back. But now, because I work for myself, standing for hours and hours and hours on end is also not good. Now, I try to do standing and sitting, which at work, our desk would lift too. But it's just different, man, to dispatch and take calls when you're standing up. I don't know. I felt like I needed to be grounded. So I would do it for a little bit and then I'd be like, oh, this doesn't feel natural. So I you know, sit down again. But with scrapbooking, I try to stand and sit too. But my back just kills me after, you know, after a while. So I go for a massage every month to kind of, you know, put everything back, and it helps my back a lot. And so anyway, that's the one thing I do for myself once a month. I do go for that. So that's good. But all the other appointments, I hate them. Hate them. But, I mean, I'll go for my eye check and then I won't have to go for 2 years. So, and I'm not going to miss it because I made that appointment. Oh, there's some more ends. I made that appointment in August and I got December 1st. Are you kidding me right now? That's insane. Oh, there's an F there. There's 2 Fs there. So I'm definitely not going to miss it. So I'm going to check in my agenda. I'm pretty sure I put my appointment time. I know it's on December 1st. I remember that much. But if it's not in my agenda, let me just flip this up for a second just to see if there's any more ends before I put this away. No. So, yeah. I'm going to check, and if not, I'm going to call them and, you know, check the time. Plus, I ordered my medication last week and I forgot to go get it. So I can pick up my medication at the same time. And guess what? We were at Costco. We were there for like an hour and a half and totally forgot to go pick it up. Yeah, we bought, you know, groceries, and I bought the stuff to make the meat pies. And you know what? I know I did a video on the meat pies, but I think I'll do like a video, and it might not be like a whole day's worth of stuff. Like it might span over. Oh, okay. I thought it was like, what? 8 is 8, but it's not. 8 is 14. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna do 8. So I might do like the day that I make the meat pies, because the meat has to cook for a long time on the stove. So I'll still kind of vlog it, and maybe not as much as in detail as I did the last time, but just kind of talk about my process, you know. And maybe that day, you know, make a couple more things. There was some meat on sale when we went. What did I figure out? I think I missed a few things though. But the stuff that we divided up, you know, into packages, I think it was like $125 worth of meat. So in that we got a couple roast, like beef roast and a pork roast. And one of the beef roast and the pork roast, which was bigger, and we ended up getting 2 pork chops out of that, but they're huge. So that's going to be enough for me, Dave, and Josh. And and we got hamburgers, hamburger, and we got chicken, and we got, what else? Ribs that we divided into packages for meals. Anyway, between, you know, the hamburger meat, the chicken, we got regular pork chops that we divided up. It took us almost 2 hours. I mean, $125 doesn't sound like a lot of meat, especially this day, but we have one of those sealers. So we took the time and we put everything in sealer bags. I would cut up the bags, seal them, write on them, and then, you know, Dave had gloves on, those little see-through gloves, and he would put the meat in there, and then I would seal them up. But what did I count? 22 meals or 23 meals, something crazy like that. And I was like, well, that's not too bad, you know, like, you know, if you don't take the amount per pounds or whatever, you just say, okay, well, that's, you know, I think it was $6 a meal when I figured it out. So I was like, well, that's cheaper than going out to eat, right? Which we don't do anymore. If Mason wants something, we have like a store that's really close to his hockey rink, and they make subs for $1.50. $1.49 or something. So we get them, they're only like 6-inch subs, and they're like meat subs. So we get them 2 of those. So $3, there you go. None of this, you know, $20 for a meal. Like, that's just insane. We're not doing that anymore. So, I'm not saying we'll never eat out, but yeah, we're not gonna eat out all the time. And it's like his team is going to Boston Pizza. Oh, I forgot another F. Oh, I didn't take it out again. Those are the same Fs. Okay, I gotta get that done. But his mom's going with him. That is, you know, if it was a away tournament, then we would go too, because we'd be at the tournament. We go for his tournaments. So, anyway, but this is in our own city. I'm like, I'm not spending $100 to go to a restaurant, and we're in the same city. As long as he goes, that's the main thing. It's team building, right? So, yeah, we did all that. And then our freezer, I said to my husband, I said, oh my gosh. I said, I looked for a roast the other day. It took me forever. Like, we need some kind of organization in there. So because we did all that and we needed room, he took everything out. And for now, we just got like paper boxes, like cardboard, not paper, but cardboard boxes, because that's what we had. But I'd like to get some little cute little baskets just from the dollar store, like cheap baskets, maybe wire baskets, so that you could kind of see. And I don't even know if they sell those at the dollar store. I looked online and it was like, yeah, these are way too expensive. They were like $50 for 3 baskets. I'm like, are you cray-cray? So we'll look at the dollar store. If they don't have any, then we'll go like to Walmart or something like that and see what we can find. Because with the cardboard boxes, you can't see what's inside. So I kind of like to see what's inside. And then we can, you know, maybe do a basket with, you know, hamburger stuff. And then we can do, well, right now we got a box, you know, boxes, and there's hamburger stuff. And then there's a chicken one. And then there, you know, like all the different kinds, so that when you're actually looking for something, you just take that out and you take that. And what he did was he put the newer stuff on the bottom. We have a stand-up freezer, by the way. Like, we have a freezer in our kitchen, which that's the next one. We need to take everything out, kind of get it organized, and then, you know, throw out stuff if it's been there too long, like if it's freezer burnt or whatever, and get that organized too. I think tonight we're gonna have taco salad because we bought lettuce when we went grocery shopping. So, and the things are so big. So we have to eat like salads for a few days. So we'll have taco salad tonight, and then tomorrow I'll just make regular salad, and then we can use, you know, because we bought broccoli, cauliflower, all that stuff. So we'll do that. What was number 8? 15? No. 14. Right here. And so yeah. So that was our Sunday. Oh, there's 2 more 8s right there. Man, why do I just see them after I put everything away? So that was our day on Sunday. We did that before we went and took 5 kids to the game. We left at 2 in the afternoon and we got back. It was 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. No, it was later than that, because they skated with them till almost 8 o'clock. And by the time we dropped, so it was probably 8:39. So now I'm going to do the F, and F is 8, which is 317. So it was a busy weekend because he had a game also on Saturday. So, and then he had basketball on Friday. So we took him to basketball. And then right after basketball, he had hockey practice. So we took him to that, and then we came straight home and he went to bed. And okay, L, what's L? 51, which is DMC 3799, which is a dark gray, like almost black. Okay, let's do that. So it's been a busy week. Oh my goodness, it's always busy. It was busy last week, and then on top of that, you know, the bad news and stuff, and then just you know, crazy busy with hockey, and I had a physio appointment and all that crazy stuff. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. And we'll do that. Oh, this section is coming along really well. I think it's only been about 35 minutes maybe, and we're almost done this. So are we just gonna make today a small diamond paint with me? Like small as in not a long time. It seems they're always an hour. Well, to me, if I'm gonna take all this stuff out, I might as well do an hour. Oh, I finally got my library card. Ah, thank goodness. When I went, what did I go for? Oh, I had to bring my daughter's dog to the groomer because she was, the only day that she could give her was a day that she was working. So we live 25 minutes away, and the price of gas, I'm not going to go there and, you know, come home and go back an hour and a half to 2 hours later. That's crazy pants, right? It's just too expensive in gas. So what I did was I went to the library and I got my library card. And so I went to the library. I just took out one book because, of course, I forgot my glasses in the truck. And I didn't feel like going to the truck, getting my glasses, and just going back in. It was just too much trouble. So there was a section that said, new books here. And the cover kind of reminded me of Where the Crawdads Sing, like kind of that era historical fiction kind of thing. I can't even remember what it's called. Anyway, apparently it's a new author. It's her debut novel. And so I'm going to try and read that. And then I got Libby or Overdrive on my phone and my iPad. And I got one book on there, and it's Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. I'm going to start reading that today because I finally finished my book yesterday. It didn't take me long. I think 3 days I finished that book. It was really good. Her name is Carrie Lonsdale, and it's like thrillers that she writes. And I've officially read all of her books right now, which I love that. I love that when I do that for an author that, you know, you've read all their books. So now I'm going to do 47, which is 3371. Where is 47? Right here. So yes, I love that when I can say I've read all their books. And not that she has a lot. I think she's I think a fairly new author. She might have like still a lot. It's like 6, maybe 8, 6 to 8, we'll say. And her next one, which is the next one in this series that I'm reading right now, is coming out in March. So I know I'll be purchasing it. The last 2 that I read, actually a lot of them that I read was from Kindle Unlimited. And this new series here, I can't even remember the other series that she wrote, but it's called, the first one was No More Words. The next one, the one I read right now, is No More Lies. And then the last, I don't know if it's the last one in the series, but the next one is No More Secrets, and it's coming out in March of 2023. Which, if there's, what I'll do is, and I tried to see if I could get those on at the library, and I can't. So, you know, one of these months, I'll keep track of all the books I want to read on Kindle. I'll write them down, maybe on my phone, like in the notes, and say books I want to read on Kindle Unlimited. And then maybe I can subscribe for a couple of months and then just make that month or whatever Kindle books, right? And read all the books that I want to read for $11.99. So let's see here. That was 47, just to put it back. So I finished those 2 books since I don't remember if I was reading one of them in my last time I did one of these. So I'm going to do 33, which is 823, which is the 3 dots. So I finished those 2 books. I'm still 18 books away from my goal, I guess, on Goodreads. I lowered my goal from 100 to 85, which is, it's still lofty, right? Because I was still almost 30 books away, and I'm like, oh, I gotta read 30 books. But at least it wasn't 40, right? 40, 45 or whatever. Okay, what was that? 33. So I'm gonna try and do that. Now this morning I started another book, and it is by Helen Hunting, and I love her too. I haven't read all her books, but I've read a few, and this is another romance novel. I find I read those the fastest, so I'm trying to read those so that I can, you know, meet my goal. So 50, was that the right one? Please tell me. Yeah, okay. And I read 30 pages this morning before I did this, before I got up. So the next one I think I'm going to do is this one. I just want to make sure there's no other. I don't think so. So that is number 20. So yeah, it's, I've been reading a whole lot more, but I'll tell you, I haven't watched one episode of the original. So it's like you can only do one or the other. You just watch a lot of TV or you read a lot. So I figured December, I'm going to watch hardly any TV. I'd like to watch a few Christmas movies to kind of try to put me in the mood. Because what did I watch the other day? And then I was humming Christmas songs. So maybe that's the key to kind of put you in the mood. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to try and do that. Where we have Mason on Thursday, I think I'm going to try and really decorate for Christmas decorate. Put up my Christmas tree. I'm not, you know, all over the house kind of decorating kind of person. Bare minimum Christmas tree. We don't even do Christmas here, so I feel like, what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point? So it's going to be bare minimum. Okay, number 20, just to put this back. So that's going to be done on December 1st, and I'm really happy about that because I'm doing December daily, which if you're not a scrapbooker, it just means that you take pictures every day and you make an album about it. So we're going to do 21, which is DMC 642. So I want to make sure that I have pictures to take on December 1st, which, you know, first of all, I'm going to have my appointment at Costco for my eyes. So I'm going to take pictures of that for my eyes. And then I'm going to do the Christmas tree, and we're going to have Mason. So, you know, some more. And then on December 2nd, we're going to have 2 games that I can take pictures of. And I have a physio appointment. So right there, quite a few things to document. Then, oh, and then we have a Wildcats game Friday night. And then Saturday morning, we have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, thankfully, we're not taking Mason with us because he's got a game that later on that morning. So he needs to sleep in, right? Not be there at 7 because they need parents to volunteer for everything. So we're doing, and you don't want to volunteer when, you know, your kid, for lack of better term, but the kid that you're there to watch hockey for is on the ice. So we got to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so 49, and again, I'm doing it. I'm not putting everything away, and then I can't remember what the number is that I did. So let me take a second here. Let's just put everything away because I'm 47. Okay, now we're doing 49. Okay, everything's put away. And plus, when I'm done, it's so much easier to put everything away because I don't have like a desk or whatever for diamond painting. I just do it at my kitchen counter. And lately I've been putting 2 hours a week, so, which is good. And it's good that I kind of made sort of a commitment to do it here, you know, with you guys, because that's the way I'm going to get it done. Otherwise, there's always something else to do, right? But if I have a commitment, I'm very much accountability kind of person. And so if I am doing it for another reason other than I just want to do it because it's fun, then I'm going to take it to heart and do it. So I'm going to do 34 right now. I'm going to put the other one away. 34 is V, and I chose it because it's the first one on the corner right there. So we're going to do another 10 minutes. See, as you can tell, I did this part. This part is done. So the first two of these, because I put some little parchment things in here. This is how it came. I'll show ya. It came in a little baggie like this. I got this on Amazon, so there's tons. But I tried to, you know, keep them. I should make sure they're back in the bag. I just kind of threw them in there. So I'll do that before I put everything away. This one, I'll keep it out because I don't want to roll the canvas on that because I don't want to take away the stickiness, right? So, but I love that. I'd rather that than that shiny stuff. But there's no way I'm going to do the whole canvas with that thing. Like some people just take the whole shiny stuff away, like the transparent one, and then put that all over the canvas as soon as they start on it. I don't do that. I just do a couple of rows at a time. And, you know, once I finish these 2 rows, I'll get 2 more prepped and then they'll be ready for me. It's not my favorite thing to do. Okay, there's some wax there. So 2 rows at a time is fine by me. Okay, let's try to maybe get a little bit of this done. And I have some big trays there. Yeah, I always gravitate to my small one. It doesn't take as much room. Yes, I can't put a lot of drills on it. That's okay. I don't mind refilling it. Oh my gosh, I see people where they have like, they have permanent desk, right? Because they do it every day. You know, maybe they're retired or whatever, and they can just, they go sit there a few hours every day. And you know what? When I'm retired, that's probably something that I will likely do, right? Just put on an audiobook, put on a TV show. By then, maybe I'll have a desk. I had one, I got rid of it because I wanted to make a soap room there. And I didn't want the desk to sit in my basement for, you know, 5 years, 10 years before I use it. So, you know, 10 years from now, if I want one, I'll spend $100 and get it instead of it being in my basement for 10 years. My mom's enjoying it now, so, you know, that's a good thing. Okay, so we're gonna finish that little dinosaur here. He's so cute. So cute. And my goal is, once I finish this guy, is I gotta go back and work on some of the ones that I've already started. Like, that's just crazy pants, right? I can't start another one. I have like 10 on the go. I can't do that. I have to make sure that I finish what I started first. Finish what I started. The only thing is, a lot of them, well, a couple of them, I think they're rounds. The rounds are not my favorite. Yes, the square ones, they're a little bit more difficult, if you will, because they don't sit always like right square. It drives me a little insane. And it's a whole lot harder for me to do now because my wrists won't bend a certain way. But, you know, it's still good. By the time it is all done. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way here and move that this way because it's kind of hard to get to it. By the time everything's all done, it looks good. And really, this is to kind of relax. I kind of was drinking my coffee, not relax. Well, a lot of people do it to relax, right? It's just relaxing, it's fun. I do it when, you know, I'm gonna drink my coffee before I go upstairs and put a full day's work, which is a-okay. I don't do it after, I do it before, because then my son is up and then the dog is walking around. So I'd rather do it first thing in the morning. Oh, this has a burr on it. And then I don't have to, I mean, I still have to tell him, okay, I'm filming upstairs, you can't be too loud or whatever, but I try to do the filming that I have to talk before he gets up. And then, like right now, I'm working on making pages for December Daily. So those I can do, and I do a voiceover, so that is a-okay. Yeah, I hope I can do a live this week. I don't know. Oh, this one has a little burr on it. I'm gonna take that out because if you have like little pieces on the side, it doesn't matter so much when there's only a few pieces, but when you get all the way around, then it pushes it up like this. And that's when you have popping drills, is what they call that. So if you notice it, just take it off. That one little drill is not gonna matter. It's gonna matter if it stays on there. It's not gonna matter that you threw it out. Okay. I know some people run out of drills. I've never had that happen. Not that I've finished like 100 of them, but I finished a few of them and I've never had missing drills. Watch, I'm gonna miss some. This one, I'm gonna have some missing. But I think if I would contact Diamond Art Club and say, because these things are huge. They can't expect you, like even though I bought it 2 years ago, you know, if you bought 30 of them, they can't expect that they're gonna be all done in 2 months. Like that's just not gonna happen. Unless you're, you know, doing it professionally. You know what I mean? Like I can see if you're, like if that's all I did on my channel was diamond painting and I just did diamond painting, you know, a video every day, an hour every day, or an hour and a half every day, then yeah, I would get tons of them done. But I do other stuff, so. Okay, let's see if there's any V's. So if I run out of them and I contact them, I would hope that they would send me, the missing drills. Okay, so how long has it been? It's been an hour and some. So I think we're gonna stop it there. We finished that little piece and we got started on this one, and I feel good about that. And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this over top. And like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to film another one this week, but you will see 2 of them this week because I had one filmed last week. Okay, so cool. Okay, so we're gonna stop it here, and I wanna thank you so much for watching. Bye.